Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anne McGrath and my family is of dairy heritage. Yes, the magic of TV has worked. From my grandfather clearing a soldier settlement block and milking 20 cows by hand, and my parents share farming, milking 75 cows, then progressing on to their own ownership milking of about 600 cows. Then, together with my husband, we milked upwards of 900 cows on a whole dairy conversion, which was my family farm, which was my husband's family farm for 5 generations of fine wool and beef. All of these generations of farming have had a high level of involvement with horses, with transportation, clearing bush, entertainment like pony club, shows for the kids, and even the business of thoroughbred racing. I have been invited to speak to you today about the human side of a dairy farming event of a fatal accident. Not unlike other dairy farms all around the country, this was our workplace and our home. I hope that I can enlighten you to the harsh realities of life after such an event. After getting married in 1991, we continued farming beef and fine wool for another 5 years, then joined 70 dairy heifers I had raised and planned to milk 150 cows in a 15-unit swing-over dairy. We then began the process of financing our entry into the profitable dairy enterprise. We embarked on a massive pasture renovation program and decided to construct a 40-unit rotary on a greenfield site aiming to milk 450 cows just to cover costs and make a small profit. In the pursuing months, we created small paddocks with all the necessary laneways and cow tracks. This was all achieved with Eddie's brother and his full support. However, he chose to maintain a small flock of sheep, just in case for a backup. Over the next 12 years, 3 kids and the loss of twin boys at birth, we progressively built our numbers, cows, up to about 950 cows, automating anything we could get and employing staff when necessary. All this was achieved by the existing property and the purchase of some land located close to the dairy. Additionally, we maintained 100 head of beef and 30-odd horses that included breeding stock, kids' horses and 8 race horses, so we're pretty busy. This is Andrew. On the 5th of March 2007, the milk factory merchandise truck collided with 2 of our employees crossing the road on a quad bike from one property to another, resulting in the loss of one and badly injuring the other. Our lives changed as we knew it at that moment. We lost a capable young worker and a good friend forever. His lovely young co-worker had been scarred for life, and from that moment, we only wish we could turn back time. This accident was the motivating factor behind a major reassessment of all our farming operations. We believed, from a practical sense, that we maintained an excellent standard of operations, with little or no risk to ourselves or our workers. However, we were quick to learn that in the eyes of WorkSafe and the court system, there is no such thing as practical sense. Within days after the accident, the first round of interviews began. This was to mean that there were many more to come, with countless visits from WorkSafe. Much of this occurred while we were grieving desperately over Ryan and Laura was still in hospital with severe injuries. There was no consideration from any of the authorities involved for the families affected, despite the shock that we were all experiencing. There were no offers for counselling, and we were left in a dark place, with professionals scrambling to nail us at any cost. Over the ensuing weeks, we faced extensive and gruelling questioning by WorkSafe, both local and metropolitan. We seemed to be repeating ourselves helplessly over and over again, like puppets on a string. By the end of it all, we were numb. These interviews stemmed for over long periods of time. It was cold, harsh realities, experienced under most stressful situation, which left me constantly deflated. I understand WorkSafe has a job to do, but the lack of respect for the families involved in the tragedies turned us into legal adversaries. During this time, there were never any court appearances, which, if not continually adjourned, would last for up to 5 minutes. These interludes, for want of a better word, completely disrupted all elements of our lives. It was absolutely a harrowing 2.5 years. Made worse by incessant legal bills and repetitive phone calls from the solicitors asking similar questions in different ways, and we were paying through the nose for that privilege. We tried to shield our children from all of this as much as possible, but it was a losing battle which took its toll on the whole family. I would like to just take a moment, I'd like you still to take a moment and just watch something that was very special.
Tears I Cry, favourite in the Chubb on the last race on the program on Melbourne Cup Day where he just missed a place.
This 5-year-old will make a lovely horse, but this is just experience along the way.
They're coming near to the home turn now. Then Tears I Cry and Bird Dancer as they swing around the turn. Into the straight now. Lord of the Dance by a length and a half. Being shaken up second, Weekend Hustler. Shintig under the rim and then Sonic Quest is in the clear and running on. Further back, Mr. Baritone, Wonderful World. Tears I Cry is coming home fairly well. It's Lord of the Dance being tackled by Weekend Hustler. Shintig in the middle. Here's Tears I Cry starting to join in with the big one down the outside. And the King of Merriment hits the lead. Bird Dancer's flashing home now. It's Tears I Cry in front though by a length and a half as the prize. And Tears I Cry wins for Bird Dancer. Shintig is grabbed third. Close for Valedictor, Dr. Nippentuck. Then Roman Squire. Further back in the field, Nicodero out.
Down in that part of the world, and of course its father, better known for its jumps racing carnival in May, Warrnambool. They often use the beach as well. Look.
Oh, wow. There we go. Enjoy the wheel live in Warrnambool. I can tell you right now, when Port Fairy is a lovely spot up that way, there's some fantastic people that are coming to that racing neck of the woods. Have a look at you. Get a take of that. You won't
Oh yes, we'll be pumping tonight down there at Warrnambool.
Good on you, Dale.
That is gorgeous, isn't it? Back with the divvies, they're going to be massive.
And live the dream.
Well, Paddy's just telling us, guys, that the winner was 100 to 1, the second horse was 90 to 1, and the third horse was 80 to 1. I doubt whether we've...
All a bigger Group 1 set of upsets.
No, I'm with you. And let's go to Neil Koenig with an excited owner or two.
Tears I Cry.
Oh man, I can't believe it. He's just a great little horse.
Peter.
We've had so much fun with him. He's just a great little horse, and Nikita, you've just done a great job.
She's done a Herculean job, hasn't she?
She has. Karen, Tash, they've done a great job with this horse. Oh my God, I can't imagine this. I've never had a runner in Melbourne until this year. So...
Here she comes. Here she comes.
Oh, Nikita! Oh.
She's done everything to make the weight.
She's done a wonderful job. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Mum and Dad, look at that.
How did she get Tears I Cry?
We bred him ourselves.
Yeah.
I helped him be born. And on our farm at home, and you know, we got dairy cows and horses everywhere, and oh look, man, this is just, no, it didn't happen, did it? It's a very proud moment in our lives, very embarrassing, I have to say. But a lot of people had lots of laughs, so that's all good. So late in 2007, our horse, Tears I Cry, won the Emerald Stakes during the Melbourne Cup week. This was a huge Group 1 race in Melbourne. It was the last day of the carnival. And Tears I Cry was our own horse, bred at home on the family farm and trained at home until the tragic loss of Ryan. So I'm a horse trainer, and yes, we were pursuing, trying to win a race with him. So when this accident happened, I had to pass the horse on to another trainer, which he did a fantastic job, by the way, obviously. But then the cost of the entry and acceptance fees for this race surpassed sort of the $9,000, and at that stage of our lives, we didn't have that sort of money to invest in a chance that we may get it back. My father was quite angry, actually. He thought we were totally silly. But we considered, through 50 years of racing in our families, that this was the one horse we thought could win this race, or could run in the race at least. If you finished in the first 8, you know, after about 4th placing or 5th placing, you could recoup $20,000. So once he actually drew a shocking barrier at barrier 16, and we just thought, oh no, we've got no hope. But anyway, so coming around the home turn, I'm thinking 8th, come on, you know, we need to be better than 8th, where are you, sort of thing. So, but then when the race caller had screamed out that, and Tears I Cry, well, we just went mental, so it was okay. Anyway, this was the first Group 1 winner for Warrnambool in our area, and only the second in the whole of that, you know, southwestern district since 1988. He was the only winner from Warrnambool ever, and still, so we've got lots of good trainers in Warrnambool, and they're spending lots and lots of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars on breeding and horses, and they still haven't come up with a Group 1 winner, so I'm pretty proud of that, but it'll happen. Tears I Cry is a very cheekable and lovable horse, and Ryan periodically rode him. The celebrations were understandably huge, as my family has been in the racing game for such a long time. This was a terrific win, but was bittersweet, knowing what was inevitably to follow. By late 2009, court proceedings were finalised, and in a word, we were broke. It was at this time that the financial burden and the emotional torture of 2008 and 9, we decided it was best to sell off part of the dairy and focus on just the beef and the racing stables. This would eliminate the responsibility of employing outside and the immediate family, all the time maintaining an excellent approach to a safe workplace. So with the winning money from the Emerald Stakes and the sale of the best part of our farm, we ended up with a massive tax bill, which was gut-wrenching in hindsight. We could have probably organised things a hell of a lot better. We were then broke beef farmers with a cash flow expenditure of dairy farmers. Should have known it was never going to work. So in 2011, we built another 40-unit rotary dairy on another greenfield site and did it all over again, generating a huge debt that goes with it. We had the benefit of lessons learnt in the original development. This dairy is a family-run business and no outside employees, sad but true. This new venture went forward, this time without the backup of sheep, and Andrew, now in his 60s, and Eddie, just celebrated his 60th birthday. Then, in October last year, I was diagnosed with an aggressive form of breast cancer. So, these guys did a little story on me, and I'll just show a portion of it.
How did you get involved with Tears I Cry?
My father and I dabble in the breeding, but Dad has his ideas, I have my ideas, and I wanted to try a horse called the Crime of Christie. I lost the foal by him, so I had a free return. So I asked my dad, I said, "Have you got a spare mare I can borrow, Dad?" And he said, yeah, go and grab that one down the paddock there, she'll be right. So I did, and sent Kazazone off to him, and I actually took him down to Kieran Marr for a while. Kieran done a marvellous job with horses, you know, amazing how he got that horse from a maiden status. Well, after that, I think he won his first race in June, and by November, he was in the Inland Stakes. So he'd won 5 races up until then, and you know the story, sort of things.
It's Tears I Cry in front though, by a length and a half, a surprise, and Tears I Cry wins from Bird Dancer. Shinziger's grabbed third, close 4, Benedictamore, Dr. Nippentuck.
After that win, you went through some hard times, and it was obviously a big shock for you and your family.
I got breast cancer.
Why was it important to be still involved with the horses when you were sick?
The thing that I needed to do was to keep working, albeit slowly, but when you're on the horse, that gave me a sense of speed back. I'd go up to the bush, we've got kangaroos and bush everywhere. Pleasant. The pleasantness side of being sick was being able to sit up on top of that horse and keep going. Pretty messy, aren't you, eh?
And so this is Manatone. Tell us what sort of horse...
I'll leave it there. So daring to think this cancer challenge was the next major battle of the rest of our life, returning to some sort of normality. A week later, we were handed another 4 legal envelopes. This meant there were 5 claims against us that we were forced to defend. Nothing is worse than feeling the ground fall away from under your feet. We were subject to ongoing litigation, which only recently has been finalised. Our bank manager still struggles to assist us with future planning. This is, slowly improving, but will take time as we re-establish our business direction. Our insurance company found loopholes and backed out of the next round of legal challenges. Chemotherapy is a walk in the park compared to the last 7 years. So you'd think by now that we have learnt a few things. The road is our workspace. Don't assume TAC will always cover you. When the legal eagles come, they are not concerned for the individual, just the notch on their belt for another court win. Pick your solicitor well, in fact, interview several and understand their field of speciality, because they are going to get pretty cosy with your money. Life is a risky business, so make sure you cover all your OH&S requirements and double check them. Savour every opportunity for laughter and fun and maintain a can-do attitude. And I think take responsibility for your own actions. Oh, sorry, got that wrong again. Taking responsibility for your own actions is a thing of the past. Sadly, we live in a litigious society, and I don't believe it is a change for the better. We have celebrated Laura's leg party after 6 years of surgery, where we decorated our legs as a sign of support. She had a lot of damage to her leg when she came off the bike, so She is now ready to celebrate life to the full again. We managed to find an excellent horse for Laura to ride during her rehabilitation, and we see on Facebook she is proudly wearing winner's sashes, winning dressage events and looking amazing. It is with great joy that I can share with you today that a litigation has ceased, and if we incur no more attempts, we will look forward to creating a 5 to 10 year plan with lots of family time prioritised. And we have lost many things dear to us, including a great friend in Ryan, family property and untold dollars. We still have a loving, growing family, and that has been our main focus to help us through. Yes, it truly feels like we have been to hell and back again. What we have experienced over the last 8 years, I would not wish it upon anyone. Everyone present needs to understand the events I speak of today could happen to them. I was asked to speak about the human side of our ordeals. I understand there are others out there touched by similar experiences. Maybe not as many have been stacked together, but I wish them a heartfelt good luck. So I would like to thank Nuffield for inviting me here to speak for you today, and Primary Employers Tasmania for sponsoring me, and all you guys here for listening to me. So it sounds like I've got to answer some questions, and I'd love to. So thank you for listening to me.